So spring has finally sprung. When it gets nice and warm out, something I love to do is to skate around and take pictures.
For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. 8-6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the. On record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want to act, not the ghost. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to put things down for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to make no time to waste.
And I know a lot of y'all are probably thinking, am I really skating around holding my Pentax in my hand? And the answer is, yes. Yes, I am. So as you can imagine, skating around with my Pentax in my hand could cause me to become quite exhausted. So to enjoy the weather a little bit more, I'm gonna take a little nap up under this tree. Interesting enough, I was woken from my nap suddenly by what I thought were tree branches. This is a camera strap, but not just any old camera strap. It's an Earth camera strap. And maybe this is a sign from the universe telling me to start wearing a camera strap. An Earth camera strap is made from recycled materials. They come with 2 sets of quick-release pebble fasteners, custom designed for changing cameras on the go. Earth is inspired by nature, and you can tell because 5 trees are planted for every product that's purchased. They're fully carbon neutral. Not only does Earth make timeless design products, but they're inclusive and forward-thinking with conscious designs. So maybe this was a sign from the universe to start using a camera strap. But if I'm gonna be using a camera strap, it's for sure going to be an Earth one. Earth, a camera strap I can depend on, and more importantly, a camera strap the world can depend on. So the FUJIFILM GFX is a medium format camera, and I'm adapting a full frame lens to this camera, which essentially means that it's impossible for me to avoid the vignetting, the awful, disgusting vignetting that this lens causes on this sensor. And I'm not too mad because it makes sense. If you put a smaller lens on a camera with a bigger sensor, then inevitably there's going to be some vignetting. So the only downside to doing this and adapting this lens to this camera is that we're not going to be able to use the entire sensor, but it is what it is. Anyway, as I was saying, spring has officially sprung in the Midwest. We're finally moving out of that winter solstice and getting some nice weather here in Detroit, which I am very excited about. So to celebrate that excitement, we're gonna run around and take some pictures of the leaves that are now coming in on the trees. And I think everybody, photographer or not, can appreciate the beautiful leaves that start to form on the trees when spring springs. When spring springs. When spring sprung. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So I knew the vignetting was going to be pretty horrendous, but for me, this vignetting it's not, I don't like it. It takes up so much of the frame, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to compose because I have to think about what I'm going to be cropping out once I get back home and get these photos on my computer. I hate to complain about the vignetting the whole time. It's really not all that bad. It's just different, for me, at least. So the next day I went out to take pictures at night because I wanted to see how this lens and camera combo would perform at night. And I've also never been able to shoot at 1.4 on a medium format camera. So what better time to test that out than at night? So we took Sam's Ducati out because I kind of wanted to get like a monochromatic, kind of dystopian feel of some photos with his motorcycle. Sam rode his Ducati here, and this is what I pulled up on. But don't worry. Bike coming soon. So for me, this is where this lens and camera combo shined the most. The vignetting wasn't all that bad in this scenario because it was nighttime, so you couldn't really see it. It was also nice being able to shoot at 1.4 using this lens. And I just overall think these photos look really, really good. I think if I use this lens with this camera, I probably will only use it during night or when I'm going out to take nighttime photos. All right, cool. So we are back at the crib, and that was really, really, really fun. I had a lot of fun making this video. I had a lot of fun taking the photos for this video. I think I'm so caught up with being a film photographer and just taking film photos that I forgot how much fun taking digital photos could be. Also, I'm glad I'm doing like this month of digital photography because I've had a lot of fun and it's been really exciting to shoot with this camera. Adapting lenses to it and just playing with the film simulations and film recipes has been really exciting and fun for me. So I am happy that I am doing this because I'm having a good time. But anyway, getting into this lens and camera combo, one thing that I wanted to mention, because I'm sure people have noticed it, some people have probably already mentioned it in the comments below before getting to this part, because I haven't had a chance to mention it, but this lens, this Vuhlandes 35mm lens, isn't technically a vintage lens because it is new. It is the lens that I use with my Leica M6, which is a film camera, but it's not technically a vintage lens. But I do think this lens has a lot more characteristics than the 30mm lens that I used for this camera initially, because it's for film and then that lens is for digital. So to me, this lens kind of takes the digital edge off. The bokeh is different, just characteristics are different, the way it renders colors, all the other stuff is just different. So to me, works out as a vintage lens, but you could adapt actual vintage lenses to this camera. But anywho, one thing I really love about this camera and lens combo is the way it looks. I love how small it is. I wish Fuji made actual lenses like this for this camera because it looks really good. Like, it looks goofy in a way, but at the same time it looks really good. It looks really interesting and I like it. I like it a lot. It makes kind of like a bigger camera a little bit smaller, because those actual GFX lenses are not small and they're not compact, but this kind of almost turns it into a compact kind of setup. It's not compact at all, but because the camera's huge, but having a smaller lens on it makes it a little bit more compact, which I like. So yeah, the other thing that I mentioned throughout the video is the vignetting. Yeah, I know y'all probably are tired of hearing about it. I am too. I just can't step away or shy away from the fact that the vignetting that comes from this combo is insane, and not being able to use that full sensor is kind of a setback. But what do you expect when you use a full frame lens on a medium format camera? But outside of the vignetting, I think I would rather use a vintage lens on this camera than the lenses that come for this camera. One, because I'm just kind of not too big of a fan of things looking so sharp and so just digital. Like, it looks very, very digital, which is no problem, doesn't matter at all because the photos still look spectacular. But for me, I kind of, like I said, I'm obsessed with shooting film. Say what you want, but yeah, I think the lenses like just adds a little bit more character to it and just looks different and just looks unique. So I kind of like it. Not kinda, I really like it. Also, one last time before we get up out of here, shout out to Earth for sponsoring this video. They also make a very, very, very good variable. Indeed, I use it on this camera all the time when I'm going outside and I'm filming. I want to keep my shutter speed at the speed I want to keep it at, and I'm, shooting at a low aperture. Very good variable indeed. They also make a nighttime filter, which I used when I filmed this video for the nighttime portion of this video. So shouts out to Earth. Also, speaking of Earth, they make a very, very, very good lens adapters. I have a lens adapter from Earth that I adapt this lens, this Vuhlandes lens, to my Fuji X-E4. So yeah, Earth is doing it all and they're doing it well, so shouts out to them again. But anyway, we're gonna get up out of here, but before we get up out of here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you haven't liked the video already. Shouts out to everybody who's been showing love, coming through, liking the videos and doing all that stuff, man. It doesn't go unnoticed. It's very much appreciated and I love y'all for it. So, but other than that, man, we're gonna get up out of here and we're gonna go do some shit. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. You know the vibes, man. Let's get it.